Morning everyone. I hope everybody's doing well. So welcome back to another London session live stream, 3rd of February 2021, and another day of ranging GJ in the London session. So, I mean, the best possible outcomes that we can have today is sells below 143.380, right? And then maybe like buys back above 143.550, somewhere over there. But once we start breaking above 143.650 area, we'll be breaking above on the 4-hour time frame at that point. Let's take a look at gold. Start off here with the daily time frame on gold. So looking at gold, previous daily candle closed bearish, closed below this support over here. We also came down to this support area on the daily time frame, but I mean, if we can come down and fill this wick, then we could continue on to like 1827,500. Let's take a look at the 4-hour. Now 4 hours created a resistance right over here after creating a low, so there's definitely more of a bearish bias within this 4-hour time frame. Let's take a look on the 1 hour. Looking on the 1 hour, seems as though we created a resistance up over here late in the Asian session, and it seems as though we've tapped into a support, or you can kind of say, okay, well, we're trying to create some support above this range, so we're just kind of consolidating. Yeah, it seems like we're just kind of consolidating here on gold. Kind of messy price action too. Yes, if we break below 1838, then I think gold should continue moving down to like 1833 at this point.
Morning.
Morning.
Congrats to them.
Another
you?
Yeah, good mate.
another trash day on GJ.
Yeah.
Yeah, just gonna have to wait. So yeah, we'll do a fresh breakdown here in a sec. Let's take a look at GU. Let's take a look at the daily. The daily closed bullish on GU. However, looking at the structure, there's a possibility that we could continue down and fill this wick over here on the daily on GU. Let's take a look at the 4-hour. So previous 4-hour candle closed bearish, but at the same time we have a strong support right over here on the 4-hour time frame on GU. Let's take a look at the 1 hour. Looking on the 1 hour time frame, we had a support over here. 1 hour candle came down, closed below at 6 a.m. with this clean traffic to the left hand side, coming down to retest this support. But it seems like we have some issues within these wicks. Let's take a look at the 30-minute. Yeah, it seems as though we've tapped into some form of area here to the left hand side. So yeah, you need to wait for this area to break, and then I think GU should continue down to at least this next support area right over here. Yeah, once GU starts breaking these lows over here, we can continue moving down. Okay, let's do some fresh analysis here on GJ. Let's do some fresh analysis. Let's start off here with the weekly candle. So looking at the weekly, we know that we broke the high of the previous weekly. We now retraced a little bit. We've made a little bit of a bottom wick, but again, like, we're not really sure at this point whether we can, you know, retrace a bit deeper, or if this is the bottom wick for us to continue moving bullish, right? Let's take a look at the daily. Now, the only confluence we have so far is that the daily has created support over here. So since the daily's created support, I think there's a higher probability that we should continue moving bullish with the trend, right? But at the same time, there's nothing to say that we, you know, don't respect this high and then break this low and then continue moving down. That's something that can also happen. Taking a look on the 4 hour, so we can see how it was staying above this strong support at 143.300. It's obviously a strong area. We've rejected it yesterday. We're currently retracing from it now, but at the same time, we can kind of see how we've created a resistance over here. But practically, you know, once we start breaking above this 143.680 area on the 4 hour, we could then continue moving up to retest this high that was created. So let's take a look on the 1 hour time frame. So 1 hour candle is trying to create a support right over here, right? And then if we take a look, we also have a resistance right over here. So yeah, I think good buys are going to be above 143.600 based on the 1 hour time frame, and then we can continue moving bullish to like 143.750. Take a look on the 30 minute. So yeah. So yeah, can't really do anything right now. Just kind of waiting here. Is that better? Did anybody else notice the mic noise? Is that better? Yeah, I don't know if that's better or not, but hopefully it is. So yes, if we break below 143.380, then I think there's a good possibility that we can at least come down to 143.220, and then continue on to like 143.140. The same. Can anybody else hear the mic? Any issues?
No, not at all. I can hear you perfect.
Yeah? What, Kelsey?
Yeah, good.
Sound good? I mean, if anybody else notices it, then it's not just you, Jay, but yeah, I think I know what you're trying to say, because people were saying that it was doing a bit of static the other day, but what do you mean by a white noise? A white noise. that better? If not, I'm gonna just quickly have a listen in on the YouTube.
I think it's the breathing again.
What, where I'm just breathing?
Probably.
What about
That's what it
that?
seems like.
Is that better? I'm putting the mic away from my face now.
It should be.
Hold on, let me take a listen. Right, yeah, I can definitely hear it. Right, let's try something here. Right, hold on, I'm gonna just check on the YouTube. Yeah, I know what they're talking about. I can hear it. It's kind of like a fuzz. But I can't work out for the life of me why it's making that noise. Everything's plugged in alright. Not really. It's like a 30 quid headset. It should work okay. Let me try and see if it's gone now. Okay, yeah, it is kind of making that noise. I mean, yeah, I've done that. I've done that like 4 times now. I've unplugged it, replugged it. Right, fuck it. I'm just gonna change the headset. Hold on. Right, bear with me guys, I'm just changing my headset, see if this works. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Right, can you guys hear me better now? I've changed the headset. This is another completely different headset. So if it's still making the noise, then I think it's the cable that I extend into the actual thing, the PC. This is a new headset. Let me see if it sounds any better. Well, that sounds a lot better to me. I don't know about anybody else, but I can't hear it now when I went on the YouTube. That sounded fine to me. Awesome. That's better now. Okay. Can people on the Zoom hear me? Because I've changed my mic.
Yeah, you're good.
Awesome. Okay. Let's get back to business. Back to business. So, GJ. Yeah, I mean, I think once we start breaking above this minor resistance on the 4 hour, then we can start heading up. But we do run into some problems, you know, around 143.680, 143.770. So, yeah, probably gonna wait for buys. Need to be like kind of above, yeah, 143.560, somewhere along that area. Somewhere along that area. Oh man, if there's no trade in this session today, what another awful price action week. So when I came to the charts, right, I was so close to executing sells, so close, and the reason why was, but there was something that put me off. A little bit of intuition kind of put me off. One, I'd just woken up, and two, yeah, a little bit of intuition. So we had support to the left hand side right over here, and when I came to the charts, this bullish candle was still open, and when we take a look at the previous two candles, we could see how they were closing below this area. So we had volume come in, we had a low created, candles retraced, and it's exactly the type of setup I look for. and then I'll look for a break of the low right over here and for price to continue down. Now, there was something that put me off. The thing that put me off was the fact that this bullish 15-minute candle, it had no wick to the top when it broke this low, and it done it very quickly. So obviously I thought, okay, probably gonna wait. So waited. Next candle closed bullish. So we did the right thing there. It closed bullish, it broke the low, and it closed bullish. And then the next one started to break the low of that candle. And again, I was like, we could continue down, but again, this candle also had no top wick when it first came down to break the low. The other thing I was skeptical about was, the 30 minutes seemed like it was rejecting. So naturally I thought, okay, probably gonna just wanna wait here. There's something that's telling me not to execute. And then yeah, that one also flipped and then closed a week bearish. We broke the high and we corrected this move since pre-London. So I mean, since we're correcting the move from pre-London, I think it's kind of like what's the word, it's more evident that we could continue moving bullish at this point. So this overall range we're in is like a 20 pip range, so we're gonna have to wait for this area to break, because if we start to break above 143.580, which was the Asian high over here, then I think there's a good possibility for us to continue moving bullish. The only issue I have is there's a lot of issues within this range, but yeah, you just have to kind of like manage the trade accordingly at that point. But good sells are going to be below 143.380, but yeah, really good to stay out of that trade. That's a perfect setup if it's just at the right time. Is a bigger candle than 5 pips, doesn't break the low in the first few seconds of candle. Yeah, it was like a 5 pip candle, and yeah, I mean, there was just something that told me no. But yeah, if we look on the 5 minute, seems as though we're respecting bullish market structure right now. As we approach the London Open, but we're in a range at the moment. We're in a range. Let's check out Euro NZD. So looking on the daily of Euro NZD, looks like we're trying to move bearish over here, which is pretty good. Let's take a look on the 4 hour. Previous 4 hour candle also closed bearish, slightly weaker 4 hour candle, so we could start to retrace a little bit. Maybe you want to do like a retest, right? Maybe you want to do a retest. Let's take a look on the 1 hour. Seems as though we're just consolidating over here on the 1 hour time frame. So yeah, you need to wait to either see a candle close below and then we can continue with the trend, or if close above. And again, yeah, looking on the 30 minute, we're just in this complete consolidation at this point. Yeah. Kind of what we're looking at here for buys. So let's measure this range. This is like a 20 pip range for buys, pretty good on your NZD. And then for sells, if we can continue moving bearish, now we've got to look left. Oh, check GJ. Let's have a look. breaking up over here. Yeah, we're breaking up. We've got like 15 seconds left for this candle to close. And we're moving bullish. Yeah, I mean, we still got good buys above 143.770 at this point. So 15-minute candles closed bullish. So GJ has broken above this area. It's exactly where we look for buys. So yeah, gonna need to wait over here, see what kind of forms on the smaller time frames. So this is London open at this point. So we had a big push of London just before London open. So I wonder if we're gonna see a bit of a pullback here. Yeah, we're gonna have to wait at this point. I mean, you could have placed buy stops or whatever, but where would the stop loss have been? Looks like we're trying to move up over here. Take a look on the 5-minute. Yes, see, this 750 5-minute was the confirmation for the move up to this area, but I mean, it was very messy buys. Looks like there's going to be no pullback with the London Open candle. But yeah, we can't really do much at this point. We're just going to have to wait. But it seems as though there's no sells. Just looking back, how we could have caught the buys. I mean, potentially over here. Potentially above this area. But, I mean, yeah, it was pretty difficult. Plus, it was in a massive range. We had a lot of issues to the left, and it was only like 10 pip range, so we're just kind of waiting here. But yeah, like I say, so if we look on the 30-minute, we've got really good buys above 143.770. If we can create some support, because then we can continue moving bullish to retest the high at 144.080 at that point. In fact, we have this other range here too. This is going to be another good target for further buys at that point. So let's kind of measure this range. This is like a 14 pip range. And then we have like a 16 pip range. So yeah, we just got to wait. Just got to wait. So let's go back to Euro NZD. Ooh, looks like if we start breaking these lows over here, Euro NZD can continue down. But I want to see where we can continue down to. So we're kind of at a support area, but if we continue moving further down, I mean, we could reach this support on the 4-hour time frame, which is around like a 50 pip move over here. Let's take a look on the 30-minute. Just try and see where we're at. So yeah, we have a support not so far away from kind of where we're at now, which is like 10-11 pips. So we do have to include this area. And then if we look further left, if we break below this support, then we also have this next zone over here. And then we can come down to this 4-hour zone. So I think we can remove this one. We can remove this zone here. And then yeah, we're kind of looking at this area right over here. Take a look at the 15-minute candle trying to close. If this 15-minute candle closes bearish, right? If this 15-minute candle closes bearish, and it closes at support, and the next one wicks up and then breaks the low, then I think it's a good opportunity for Euro NZD to continue moving down. So yeah, the 15-minute candle closes. Let's take a look at GJ. GJ is kind of retracing a little bit here. Let's take a look at the 5-minute. 5-minute candle closed like a weak and bullish 5 minutes. So we're just kind of waiting here. GU done the same thing. GU's back above this area. Couldn't continue moving down. I mean, the best opportunity on GU is going to be above this resistance, because then you have this clean move up at that point. So yeah, you maybe want to wait for like a support or something with GBP USD. So yeah, we're just kind of waiting here with Euro NZD. But these runner targets would be beautiful. It's like 42 pips. So if we look on the 1 hour time frame, the 7 a.m. candle, it closed below this consolidation into these wicks. So it's good confirmation. Now what we need to wait for is like a candle closing at support, you know, and then if we start to break the lows, then we can continue down. Gold. Oh, gold's breaking down over here. We're breaking below this area. We missed these gold sells. Yeah, 1832 is the target there. So yeah, just waiting on your NZD. GJ. It's kind of like retracing. Take a look at the 4 hour. So 4 hours breaking above this area. It's tapped into this resistance and it's retracing a little bit. So yeah, I think a good opportunity is going to be if we start to create some support in this area, and then we should see a break above this resistance here. We had a clean range on the 1 hour time frame in this range, but then it wasn't a big range at all. Yeah, so we're just kind of waiting here. So just kind of waiting for this candle to close over here. Gonna need some support for price to continue moving bullish, since yeah, we've got to wait. Yeah, we're retracing back to this area. Okay, we've got like 1 minute left for this candle to close. Got like 15 minutes left for the 30-minute. It seems like we're retracing here. Four hour also retracing. 1 hour. Just kind of waiting here. Euro NTD still consolidating. GU also kind of retracing here. Okay, candle's about to close bearish. Candle's closed bearish on the 15-minute time frame. So now we just gotta wait to see if we can get a support formed in this area. Is the music loud enough for you guys there in the YouTube? Do you want the music a bit louder, or does it sound okay? So we're breaking above the highs on the 5-minute, but it's pretty risky. May have to wait for the candle to close at this point, since the candle closed bearish. And we can't really take a break of the high because then there's not going to be enough range. So yeah, gonna want to wait for like a support to form in this area, and then we can have price continuing up. Awesome, just got my email from Vantage. Just confirmed. So they asked me to do like a affiliation, and yeah, they just sent me out. I just got the email to say I've got my affiliate link for Vantage, which is the brokers that I'm using currently. Awesome. A close back below 143.557 could validate for sales. I mean, it could do, but I mean, the better thing to do would be to wait for like a minor resistance. You know, because since, yeah, I think it's just going to be best to wait for the 30-minute candle to close at this point. I'm in with IC markets. Awesome. Yeah, it's good, man. There's plenty of good brokers out there. You know, you just gotta do your research. Do your homework. But yeah, Vantage are a good broker. I've used them for a good while now, actually, well over a year. They've been pretty good. You guys see my message? No. No. Haven't seen your message. I'm with ICM2, but WDL new broker has half the commission and the same spread, so gonna give it a go. WDL, never heard of them. Who's WDL? Broker. Nothing's coming up. Five-minute time frame, trying to close back above this area. 15-minute candle's got like 6 minutes left. 6 minutes left on the 30-minute as well. But no, Mario, sorry, we did not see. Oh, Wick don't like. Oh, Dominion Markets. Oh, Dominion Markets. Let's check them out. Dominion. Shoot, I think he's up and running on the 6th, right? Awesome. Launching in Jan. Yeah, that would be awesome if he can get. I wonder what the spreads are in GJ. I think you have to. I think you'd have to do it through crypto, wouldn't you? Yeah, I'll take a look at that later. Ooh, back in the range. GJ. Man, what is London session? I mean, like, the only clear move we had was the buys of support, but I mean, like, there was who the fuck would. Yeah, I mean, no, I know higher time frame the buys make sense, but when it's in a range like that, it just doesn't make sense. Well, we're just kind of waiting here. The spread is the same for a lot, for a round turn lot commission, sorry. Yeah. We're still just kind of waiting here. We've got to wait 3 minutes. Euro NZD still just consolidating. 30-minute, yeah, just still ranging. GU trying to create some support. GJ's retracing a bit here. What for commissions? The commissions is $3.8. It's pretty good. Minute candles closing in 2 minutes. So it does seem like we're trying to respect this area. As long as we could stay above this area. We need price to stay above. You can buy magic keys and market fluidity with the commission you use too. Oh, nice. Nice. Why it's hidden to send a chart link? What you need to do is obviously when you want to send the chart link, you want to get just the code, right? You want to get from the /x right to the other slash, and then you want to put this into a sentence, like what you're saying now, within that sentence, and then send it. If you send it on its own, for some reason, YouTube just doesn't pick it up. But don't ask me why. We got like 5 seconds left here. It seems like it's respecting this area. Yes, if we see a nice little wick down and then we break this previous 15-minute high, I think that could be a really good opportunity to continue moving bullish. Since the 30-minute candle also respected this area, this current 30-minute candle is coming down, but we would want it to break the high. We'd want it to break the high of the previous 15-minute candle for price to continue moving up. And then our next destination would be this wick fill, and then we can continue on to 143,770, hopefully. But my only concern is, since we tapped into this 4-hour resistance and we're retracing a bit here, so do I want to wait for something a little bit of a stronger confirmation? $3.5 per side on Dominion markets. That's the industry standard. Yeah. I mean, some spreads will be slightly lower, some commissions will be slightly lower. You just have to, research your broker, make sure, because it's not necessarily always about the spread and the commission. You want to make sure that you can trust that broker. Have they got a good, viable, record amongst customers and whatnot. So that's also pretty important too, especially if you're looking to you know, like trade full time. You want to make you know, if you're putting a lot of money into a trading account, you want to make sure you're with a broker that you can trust. So yeah, we're just kind of waiting over here. But yeah, at least this candle is creating a bottom wick first, and then if it can break the high, you know, around the second half of the candle, then there's a much higher probability that we can continue moving up at that point. But we'll see. Okay. Okay, let's check out this chart. Ooh, wrong chart. Sounded like Raja. Let's go with. Let's try this one that he just sent. Ooh, what's going on over here? Right, let's go tradingview.com and then. Right, so we want a slash paste. Is that all? Yep, I believe that's what we need. Perfect, we got it. Okay, it's the 30-minute time frame, GJ. So clean card to the left. Anticipated price to go down as 30-minute candle closed below all supports. Yep. Closed 50% when 15-minute candle closed against me. Yeah, nice. And then closed full as it broke the high. As it broke the 30-minute candle high. Yeah, I think that was a really well managed trade. Obviously I had the same idea, but I was looking at was the fact that when this so I know the 30-minute candle closed below, but usually there's going to be a little bit of a pullback as we come towards 7 a.m. So 7 a.m. is usually when we see the volume, and then if we just go to my chart here, we can see on the 15-minute time frame the candles were closing bullish, making higher highs, and then obviously I was looking at, okay, maybe we can continue down if we start breaking the lows. But this candle, it broke the low in like the first minute and it had no wick to the top, so I was very skeptical about taking the sells, and then yeah, ended up completely going the other way. But I think looking back, I mean, I could have anticipated buys, you know, to fill this range, and then, you know, we could have had actually quite a good push up. But I mean, yeah, just an idea there. So right now, GJ still creating a bottom wick, but it's not like we've broken the high or anything like that. Dead 5 minutes. Yeah. Looks like we're coming down over here, breaking the low. Yeah, since we're breaking the lows on the 15-minute time frame, I don't think there's much confirmation for these buys at this point. Man, London session. What is going on? Let's take a look at the 4-hour. Yeah, we're just still kind of waiting here to see what happens. I mean, if we create a resistance in this zone, then at least we have this clean move coming back down to support. We have these nice clean candles now. But we're still going to wait over here. Okay, let's check out this chart. No one better send me anymore. No one better send me what I got sent the other day. Awesome. This is GA, 30-minute time frame. So it seems as though you took a sell on the break of this low and support. Yeah, nice. I think once this candle closed bullish, I would have been reducing my risk at that point. You know, because it makes no sense. If we're tapping into a wick area and we're starting to reject, that suggests then that price is reacting to this area here. So when price is reacting to this area to the left hand side, it means that you would need to wait for like a resistance for price to continue moving down. So, but yeah, I think that's obviously you haven't got a lot of information to see how you manage the trade and whatnot. So I think that's going to be a point to make there, that you want to be, you know, labeling your chart so you can go through your idea and, you know, talk about how you manage the trade, maybe where you close partials. But yeah, I mean, you got the right idea. Just I definitely think once this candle closed bullish, you should have been managing your risk at that point. And then, you know, as this candle's breaking highs, you're closing more and more, you're taking more and more risk off. I mean, I don't know how much this moved down you might have been able to secure. I can't really tell. Yeah, I can't really tell whether if you got profits or not. But what you would be looking at is potentially, okay, well, since we moved into profits, and then if price is coming back to your entry, do you want to leave your full position? You know, and then as the candle closed bullish in profit, you know, you can manage risk even further at that point. But yeah, nice idea anyway. Thanks for the subscription there, appreciate it. Just kind of consolidating here on the 5-minute time frame. Yeah, kind of nothing right now. Your NZD trying to move bullish over here, trying to break above this area. Take a look on the 30-minute. 30 minutes trying to break above. 1 hour candles also trying to break above. Yeah, I mean, if we're failing to break further down and we're rejecting these areas to the left, I mean, we could easily continue bullish on Euro NZD, but this candle's only got like 3 minutes left to close. GU, it's kind of ranging at this point. GU. Oh man, look at EJ. Yeah, dodgy range. Dodgy range. Yeah, that's definitely a no trade range there on EJ. But if we break below this area, then we can continue moving bearish. It's got like a clean range at this point. It's like a 10, 11. Yeah, 10, 11 pips on Euro JPY. We also got clean range for buyers as well. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see there. Gold's still trying to move down over here. Take a look on the 15-minute. Yeah, I think gold should continue moving down and fill these wicks. And then next stop, 1832. Yeah, once we start breaking these 5-minute lows, I think that could be a really good opportunity for gold to continue moving bearish. Is there a reason? Is there a reason for why London session hasn't been good recently? I mean, there's no like in particular reason, but ooh, sorry, I had to stretch. All I can tell you is that when a session's not moving well for a period of time, that's always gonna happen at some point. You know, when there's a lot of volume for a few months, or when there's a lot of volume in the market, and then you see your session not doing much, it's just like a cycle. You know, like obviously we've seen MY sessions been doing the moves a lot recently, and that's fine because there'll be a period of time where the MY session moves really difficult and London session is going to have a lot of volume. So if you can battle through the times where price isn't moving quite how you anticipate, if you can stay complacent, then you can be fine when price starts moving back with normal volume. You know, you can do pretty well. So we're just kind of waiting here. But there's no like particular reason. You know, there's no like and even if there is, like we're not gonna know the reason. You know, like it could be that a lot of London institutions just haven't been placing trades. Who knows? You know, like they don't quite sit there at the chart like this, but you know they're definitely usually a bit more busy. So it looks like the 15-minute candle closed back below this area. So I mean, right now there's no buys. There's no nothing. I mean, yeah, the 30-minute can still close above, but that would then require a 15-minute candle to like come back above the range at that point. London session should liven up after Bank of England rate decision tomorrow. Yeah, but then if they're not really expecting anything different, then it's not gonna make too much of a difference. But in theory, like, yeah, I mean, it could be. If there's some insider information that we don't know, then you could be right there. Yeah, you could be right. So we got like 13 minutes. See, we need this 15-minute candle to close back above this range. Otherwise, the 1 hour time frame will close back in the range at that point. But man, GJ's been really dirty today again. Does anybody in the YouTube want the music a little bit louder? Is it loud enough, or nobody said? Oh, looks like Euro NZD broke above on the 15-minute time frame. 30-minute candle still open. So if the yeah. Okay, it's fine. All good, all good. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, maybe the best thing for Euro NZD is gonna be to wait for the 30-minute candle to close. But I mean, since the 15-minute candle's closed above this area, I mean, it's slightly weak confirmation, being, you know, this quite heavy bearish trend. So yeah, probably gonna want to wait for the 30-minute candle to close at that point. GJ is just trash at the moment. The rate decision may not, but the monetary policy summary may. It will give us an indication of what the Bank of England is thinking. Yeah, true. That's true. 100%. Probably want to wait for the. Yeah, maybe. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. We will see how it goes. Ooh, 15-minute candles coming up and breaking the highs over here. Let's take a look on the 5-minute. 5-minute candle closed bullish. Seems like we're rejecting this area on the 5-minute time frame. 30-minute candle still open. Yeah, can't take a buy right over here. It's gonna be way too risky. Yeah, gonna need to wait for this candle to close. Coming into the last hour of the 4 hour. Yeah, we've got to wait the 8 minutes. Too many times I've seen price break the high over here and then we just come right back in the range. So we're breaking the high over here. Yeah, definitely gonna need to wait. Too risky to take buys at this point. Because if the 30-minute candle can also close bullish, then I think we can have the next candle moving up to fill the wick and then continue on to 143.760. Last 5 minutes of the candle. I do want to see the 1 hour close weak bearish. Then the next 1 hour candle creates a bottom wick, then break the high of the previous 1 hour to buy. Yeah, the only issue is I don't think there's not quite a lot of range to take a buy at this 1 hour high. I think if we can get a support on the 30-minute formed here, if this candle can close bullish, that's going to be pretty good for price to continue up. But yeah, that would then mean that this 15-minute candle needs to close back above this area in order for price to continue moving bullish. Two minutes left. did that last minute. Yeah, see, this is exactly what I was concerned about when breaking this high over here. Yeah, there's no buys at this point. There's no buys. But if we can retrace and create like a resistance over here, then we could continue moving down back to the support. But sells within this area, I mean, yeah. Yeah, there's no buys now. No buys. Wow, look at that. Back in the range. Disgusting. Back in the range, looking at Euro NZD. Oh, 30-minute count. Oh, 15-minute candle would have continued moving bullish. Beautiful. Euro NZD continued moving up. As long as it respects the low on the 15-minute, we should also see price continue further bullish at that point. Oh, Euro J. Oh, look at that. No one told us about EJ. EJ 30-minute candle closed below. Beautiful. Yeah, EJ should continue moving. Oh, nice. EJ should continue moving down. GU. Man, what is this price action about? Euro NZD, GJ. GJ's been trying to move bearish back to this area. Candle closing a wick to the bottom on the 30-minute. Yeah, can't really do anything until we either start breaking below 143.380 or now we break above this 143.600 kind of area. Yeah, so I think at this point I'm gonna quickly go make some breakfast now. So I am starving. So yeah, I think good sells are gonna be below 143.380. London session sucks. I usually trade MY, but I can't today. Well, I think at the moment I agree with you. London session has sucked this week, but yeah, usually London has a lot of volume. You know, some crazy volume. But here today, yeah, just awful price action. Okay, so I'll be back in like 5-10 minutes. Just gonna go make a drink and get some food, and yeah, we'll see where we're at. Your NZD should continue moving up, but it's a counter trend, so it's a little bit more risky. But yeah, we'll see. Right, I'll be back in like 5-10 minutes, guys. Bear with me. Okay. So it looks like GJ came back down to 143.380. Looking on the 15-minute time frame, looks like this 15-minute candle tapped into this area. It's kind of pulled back a little bit. This candle's creating a bit of a top wick. Could come down and fill the wick. But yeah, I think we're gonna need to wait till we're breaking below this 143.380 level for price to continue down. So how long have we got left on the 4 hour? See, we've got 41 minutes left on the 4 hour. And if we look on the 4 hour candle, it came up, it tapped into the resistance at 143.680, and now it's flipping bearish, right? So if we think about it, it's sort of paving way for the next 4 hour candle. If we can, you know, close bearish into these wicks, or at least start to close around the 143.400 level, then it's paving the way for the next 4 hour candle to potentially start breaking down here too. Now, I would say it gets a bit difficult because it's quite messy, but I mean, yeah, I mean, looking at it, like, we are failing to break these previous high points. So I mean, what can we say? The bias has gone out of the window so far, but we'll just have to wait and see. Just have to wait and see what happens here. So we've got around 10 minutes left. Just gotta wait. Your NZD is continuing to move bullish. Yeah, we did get a pullback on the 15, but 15-minute candle closed bullish, so I think it's gonna be good to continue heading up over here. Euro JPY, oh, came down to the target there. GU's trying to break below the support. So yeah, if GU starts to break down, I think GU can also continue moving down here too. So yeah, we're just kind of waiting here. Man, how disgusting is GJ today? So we've got like 3 minutes left for this 30-minute candle to close. Got half an hour left for the 4-hour candle to also close. So we're just kind of waiting. Let's take a look at Euro NZD. Almost came up to the target over there. Still trying to move bullish. So it looks like the only good move here today has been Euro NZD buys, since we had a candle closing above this resistance. But it was pretty risky though, because I mean obviously it is a counter trend trade, but it made sense. Of course it made sense. GU still kind of doing this dance over here. So we've got like a minute and a half left. See, my other issue is now is if we look at where we did a fake out, I mean there was no definitive price that we could have what's the word, like we've created resistance here, right? But then we also have a resistance over here, we have resistance here, so this whole range is just so messy. Like I just really don't like buys at this point, because this whole range is just mess. Like the only good buys that we would get would be above 143.760 at that point. Maybe even we could say above 143.720. Yeah, this is just my only concern, due to this range being such a difficult range. So the 30-minute candle closed bearish. It tapped at support and it kind of like retraced. So I don't think we can take any like sells or anything like that at this point. We're just still gonna have to be patient here. If we get fake out here, I'm retiring. Ha. Yeah. We'll have to divorce GJ. Yeah, we'll have to divorce GJ. Minute candle breaking the high of the previous 15-minute candle. one out, flipping bullish. Man, this is just disgusting. That song, man, what a funny song. So it looks like Euro NZD should continue moving up over here. GU also retracing from this area. Man, this song reminds me of like a Mario song or something. Oh yeah, nice tune. So it's been a while since I've asked, since we got a few people here in the YouTube. Put in the YouTube where you're from in the world today. We haven't done that in like a few weeks. Let's see where everybody's from in the YouTube. I'll start us off. London, UK. Yeah, I want to see where everybody's from. I find it so fascinating just to, you know, see that we have so many people from, you know, so many different backgrounds, so many different places. Yeah, it's fantastic. All here to achieve the same. Got Austria, nice. Nigeria, awesome. I've actually been to Austria. Bloody cold it was. Snowing. But yeah, awesome. Australia, yeah. Good day, mate. Ohio, USA, awesome. Vietnam, the New Forest, UK, nice, very nice. Kent, UK, been to Kent, nice. Switzerland, very nice. Never been to Switzerland. Heard it's also a bit cold at times. Awesome. Funny, we don't have that many people from the UK that actually come on and join. It's interesting. Where else is everybody from? We must have more people from America. Ukraine, nice. Germany, awesome. Never been to Germany, never been to Ukraine. Man, these are all places like I want to at least go once. You know, as I get older, I'm more and more always think about, you know, traveling and yeah. Florida, beautiful. Was meant to go Florida in 2020, but got cancelled. I was disappointed. We got another London boy. Well done, Connor. Oh, Connor's on the outskirts. Whereabouts, Connor? How funny if he's local to me. We've got Birmingham. Got family in Birmingham. Obviously, you don't have to disclose whereabouts you live, Connor, but obviously, I live on the outskirts of London too, so that would be funny if for local. Oh, he's at Essex. Nice. Yeah. You'll probably know roughly where I am then. I'm near Enfield. Yeah, I got aunties in Essex. I got aunties in Chelmsford. One of my aunties used to live further away, the complete other side of Essex, which was Burnham on Crouch. But then she moved, I think, to Basildon. But yeah, so I've got some family in Essex too. Yeah, I know what you mean. I'm near Benfleet, if you know that area. Nah, I've never heard of Benfleet. I don't know Benfleet. In terms of Essex, I just know Chelmsford area, Basildon, Brentwood. I've been to Burnham on Crouch, obviously, to see the aunt. But yeah, that's about it, really. Yeah. So I'm kind of near, like, if you head towards, like, if you go around the M25 towards, like, Epping Forest, Waltham Cross, as you head that way, is nearer where I am. But yeah, Essex is a big county. Tolly is from South London. Nice. Whereabouts in South London? Got a couple pals that live over in South London. Sorry, this ain't trying to tell my life story about who I know from where, but it's just making it more interesting, so we're not just sitting here watching GJ dance and do fuck all. GU also doing not a lot. Looks like Euro NZD came up to our target over there. Beautiful. A little bit riskier for Euro NZD. See, if it was sells, I would have been in these sells 100%. 100% I would have been in sells for Euro NZD to continue down. Gold. Ooh, looks like gold did come to the target there, but kind of like retraced a bit. Man, gold's just nasty. Yeah, I get you. Fair enough, mate. You looking to stay in England for the future? Well, man, that is the question. That is the question. I mean, to be completely honest with you, like, I'd love to move abroad. I would, but I mean, yeah, it's too much commitment here and whatnot. But I don't know, if this country got so bad, then yeah, I'd probably just do one. Once I made my money, then I'd make the decision. But until you're still in that process of trying to, get your money up and assert yourself in the future, then there's not really anywhere I can go. I mean, when I was a teenager, I always dreamed about moving to the States. It was one thing that I always wanted to do. I think the reason why was just, obviously there's the cliche stuff like, oh yeah, 800 grand here if you go to like Miami or, wherever, you're going to get some fat off yard there. Well, obviously that was a major thing, because obviously I was thinking like, man, like, what we pay in the UK, right? Around where I live, yeah, we got properties that are like 800 grand, 900 grand, some even $1 million. And, you see the state of some of them. It's like, why is the price that much? It doesn't make sense. If you really truly think about property is just a piece of land with a building, right? And that's your land, that's your building. But how can a flat in, let's say, like Enfield town be worth over $500,000, but looks like something you see in like a one of them, I don't know, like a gangster film or something, where it's all a crap hole. It's like that, but it's over $500,000, and it's like, you go somewhere, you go somewhere else in the country, in the world, and you know, you can get yeah, like in America, and you know, even up north in our country, you know, you can get, you know, for $500,000 you can get decent sized properties up north. So yeah, I mean, us down the south, I mean, the house price is just crazy, man. Like for myself as well, like I have to think about my future, and I know that that's gonna require a lot of extra hard work to be able to, you know, get as much money to be able to afford a home down here in the south. Whereas if I made my money, I could move further up north and get somewhere a lot cheaper and be able to move out a lot sooner. So I'm kind of in the process just planning that out for the future, but yeah, that will come with time. You know, we'll obviously see. Oh, you're around the Greenwich area. Nice. Yeah, I think I know a friend that lives over there. Texas, you can get a mansion for like a tenner. Yeah, I think like Texas, Miami, these type of places, man, there's some beautiful homes for, you know, not that much money compared to what we pay, you know. Still just slowly coming down. 4-hour candles coming to a close here in 17 minutes. Go North Yorkshire, nicest place in the country. Oh, nice. Yeah, Yorkshire is pretty nice. I like, I mean, at heart, I've grown up in the city all my life. You know, I've grown up in urbanized cities, or not city, the city, all my life. I've always lived in London. So, I mean, when I go to the countryside, or when I go and get, you know, some proper fresh air, you know, some, like, yeah, it's just so nice, man. It's such a different, like, kind of life, like, yeah, it's just kind of a nicer lifestyle to be around. At least we have free healthcare. Oh, we retraced the message. Yeah, that's true. We do have free healthcare, but I mean, technically, it's not free because we pay for it indirectly. But yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, look, I think the NHS is a great thing. You know, we get free healthcare. I think that's really important. But there's always a but. You know, and the but is that we can't. This country can't keep banging on every year about how the NHS is under pressure, and you know, obviously with the COVID situation, I understand that. But at the end of the day, this isn't to knock anybody in that, you know, industry. It's not even I don't think you know, a criticism to anybody who works for the NHS. But as a system, the NHS, right, is designed to look after the population, right? So if not even 1% of the population, not even 1%, it's like less than that, it's like 0.10% are ill with something, and they're saying that the healthcare service is on the brink of collapse, like, that's kind of alarming, in the sense that if they can't deal with that, really, then, I mean, you know, because you don't know whatever could happen to the human race. Like, this health service is designed to look after us, you know. So it's really important that they have the, you know, the equipment, the staff, everything. I mean, their budgets keep going up every year. They don't seem to be making a difference. So I think maybe a little bit of reform needs to happen. A lot of FX traders moved to Dubai due to not having to pay tax on gains over there. Yeah, but come on, man. Like, tax is tax. Like, you gotta pay your taxes. I mean, living out in Dubai would sound great to me, but it's just that typical selling lifestyle, you know. Like, they probably go out there, live out there for a year, and you know, they still got their home with their mum. You know, like, I'm not really fooled or phased by that type of thing. I mean, yeah, for tax, like, if you're a multi-millionaire, or you know, you've got big companies, then maybe. But I mean, yeah, I don't I mean, capital gains is what, like 20%. You know, if you got a good accountant, you know, you have some expenditures, then it could be fine. But yeah, I don't know, man. I personally think they move out there for the old, so they can show, look, I moved to Dubai, I made this profit, blah blah blah, and it's just, yeah. So it looks like GJ wants to continue down, but I mean, this previous 15-minute candle, we broke the high, right, which was good, because I was looking at it, I was like, okay, well, now we're starting to come towards the support. It's pretty good, but as we look, we can see this 15-minute candle had no wick to the bottom. Had no way to the bottom, so we are approaching the support, and I think we could start to see a break below this area. But we've got like 12 minutes left. My issue as well is the previous 15-minute with no wick to the bottom. Yeah, let's wait here. Let's wait and see. 4-hour candle coming to a close soon. Yeah, we're gonna wait here. Not really liking this right now, due to that 15-minute with no wick. See, if that 15-minute candle had a wick, I would be like, okay, well, we could anticipate once we break this low that this candle is gonna continue down with volume and momentum. But I mean, yeah, that previous 15-minute candle, that really puts me off taking these sells. Super puts me off. So just gonna kind of wait here. How's it going? Yeah, good. How are you? How's it going for you? Countryside everywhere up here for miles. Yeah, nice and quiet. To be honest with you, I'm so sick of inner cities. You know, it's just busy. Just, yeah, no, don't like it. It's like GJ's breaking down over here. Yeah, man, if this candle did have a wick, I would say, yep, you know what? I think we should continue down. We should break this low, this support, and then we should reach 143, like 240, 250. But this is a bit of a tricky situation. Very tricky situation. Yeah, for me, I'm gonna have to wait here. For me, I'm gonna have to wait. I definitely go there for holiday, but never live out there. No, I never live out there. I would go on holiday there, but you know what puts me off is the fact that everybody you see now is out in Dubai. It's like, man, that, yeah, I don't know. It's just such a clout thing, you know. People go to Dubai, man, for clout. Like, oh, look at me, I'm in Dubai. I'm wearing my designer. Congratulations. Yeah, it's such a shame about that 15-minute candle, because it really did make sense for price to continue moving down. But I just, yeah, I have to follow my rules and I have to wait. I have to wait and see. But yeah, honestly, like the amount of people that have been to Dubai this year is just crazy. You know, like, well, we're all stuck here in lockdowns, no gym, no nothing. Got these influencer type people, you know, these celebrity type people, you know, outliving their lives, you know, because they're financially stable and whatnot. But yeah, so I mean, oh man, if this 15-minute candle had a wick to the bottom, I would 100% be in sales right over here. So if a no wick to the bottom doesn't bother you, then I mean, I think price should continue moving down at this point, since we're breaking these lows at this support. But me personally, I'm gonna have to wait the 8 minutes, and then we'll see where we can head off. Yeah, I'm gonna wait the 8 minutes. Got to set an example here. You know, plus what I found with candles with no wick to the bottom, just the only thing that's good about this structure was the fact it came up, broke the high, and closed bearish. That's perfect. But the fact it had no wick, just like, no, I can't. I've got to wait.
Morning, guys.
Morning, Sergio. How's it going?
Good, good. If you've seen on the 4 hours, would you, yeah, I mean, I think we're still ranging pretty hard.
Yeah.
I would like to see a close below or above one of the, from on the 4 hour.
Yeah, I mean, if we just take a look at the 4 hour real quick, if I just remove everything here, it's going to make a little bit more sense. So, looking at the 4 hour, we can see that we're failing to break previous highs. So we made a high up over here, right? And then we can see how we failed to retest that high as we created resistance. This 4 hour candle came up, tapped into this area, and now it's starting to reject. And actually, if we look at the structure, this was the price where market opened, this area right over here, since the weekend. We can see this is a very strong key price level, right? And this move down, we closed back above this range. So if we kind of remove this here for a sec, and then you're going to start to see our key levels here. So this is our key level on the 4 hour, and we can see how this 4 hour candle is coming to close at this area. So if we can break the 4 hour low over here, then you're anticipating this wick to get filled and for us to come down into this next zone. Yeah. But at the same time, what you're looking at is the fact that we create a high, failed to retest the high, came up to a resistance, tapped into that resistance, and now we're rejecting to try and head further down. So once we start to break the lows or start to break below this support, we then would continue down to our next zone, which is going to be this wick fill. This kind of area could cause some issues, but if we look at like the overall kind of picture, what we're gonna notice is how this move down was a fake out, and this area in the end got respected again in our most recent support. So this area is our most recent support, and since we've been respecting this all day, and if we can break down towards the end of the session here, then we could see a volume push coming down to this zone, and then obviously if we break and rip through that zone, then we would eventually reach this support at 142.900. And then if this move down is going to happen towards the end of the week, like today, tomorrow, then it supports the idea that the weekly is going to do a deeper retest.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Yeah, I'm more looking for sells, to be honest, as well.
Yeah, I mean, there's just no buys right now until we start to see, these highs getting broken. Because even on the smaller time frames, you can see how we're creating lower highs, we're failing to break. So yeah, I think right now we're just kind of waiting. We're coming into the last 5 minutes here anyway.
Yeah, not sure if we're gonna catch any trade in London today as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, London's just been really, really tough.
Yeah.
Recently.
You've been following New York session or not? You're just gonna keep in London, yeah?
No, yeah. Once my day is done at London, usually I'm just calling it a day at that point.
Okay, cool.
But I mean, like, it kind of depends, because if it's like, let's say, in like half an hour to 45 minutes, I might be on the charts then. But usually by proper New York session, I'm off the charts.
Yeah.
We've got like 4 minutes left over here. 15-minute candle, 5-minute candle. Yeah, if we break this low right over here on the 5-minute, I think we're going to be off. But I have to stick to my Yeah, I have to stick to my rules here. I have to wait for this candle to close. But looking on the 5 minute, it does seem like if we can break this 5 minute low, then we could continue down. But yeah, I'm gonna wait here. Would you expect the next 4 hour to create a wick then push down? It kind of depends, because sometimes it's not gonna do that. Other times the 4 hour needs to create a top wick. Looking at this current 4 hour, I mean, it's a bit difficult to say. You know, we can't really, you can't really know. I mean, you know, there's plenty of times they don't create a wick, but usually they do. Usually they do, but other times they don't. So yeah, I mean, look at this 4 hour, right? We wick down first and then we flip. So, you know, it could be the same thing, especially if we're going to do a fake out to head up. That's perfectly fine. Like, it can happen. But yeah, looks like we're going to continue moving down over here on the break of this 5 minute low. But we're not quite at that sort of level yet. So your 10 pip mark is around 143, 270, 260. Yeah, looks like we're going to continue down here. Candle with no wick to the bottom. No good. Crazy Bros in a sell. Beautiful. Beautiful. We waited all session, and if we missed the move, we missed the move. It is what it is. I'd rather miss the move and stick to my rules, because I know that, you know, there's going to be times this isn't going to work out. But yeah, let's start breaking down over here. That was actually a beautiful entry based on the 5 minute. Let's go 5 pips over here. Got like a minute left. Oh, there we go. Looks like we're on our way down. See, that was a bit... Oh,
15 minutes, you wouldn't take it because of no bottom wick?
Yeah, so you see how this 15-minute candle broke the high? If this candle had a wick to the bottom, I would have definitely been in sells, anticipating this support to break, without a doubt. When I've seen this happen before, this is your liquidity grab, and then this is your liquidity to be able to break this support. But because this candle had no wick to the bottom, I just can't break that rule. Now looking on the 5 minute, sorry.
I think it was a take you took yesterday probably as well as sell when you closed 50%, and you reverse all the way.
Reversed. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, looking at the 5 minute structure, I looked at this 5 minute and I was like, yeah, I mean, if we break this low over here, we're gonna continue down. It's like 7 pips already over here.
Yeah, that's a shame, man.
Yeah. I mean, look, it is what it is. You know.
Yeah.
It is what it is. At the end of the day, this whole move was anticipated. You know, we sat here the whole session and said if we break below 143, 380, we should continue down. And if the move happens, but it doesn't print into... Ah, look at that. No bottom wick. No bottom wick on the 30-minute time frame. No bottom wick on the 50. Wow, just... Man, see, if I was in sales now, I would either put stops at break even because the candle had no wick, or I would have closed 50% the minute this candle closed with no wick to the bottom. I would have immediately closed 50%. I hate
but even the 4 hours closed with no wick.
Oh, really? Yeah, that's not necessarily a good thing, because look where it closed as well. Right at this area.
So see, here's the thing, like, I've had my line, I'd say, around 143, 375. I was thinking, once it crossed that level, I'd take an entry. The reason why I don't feel comfortable on that setup is because there isn't much volume. And I believe that we're still going to have good moves later on, but it's just not at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, we've broken below 143, 380, fine. But in effect, you could argue we've been dropping like 30 pips since this area, right? So, I mean, if we come back to create a resistance, then that could be a good confirmation for price to continue down. So, I mean, you know, the sells are not dead. It's just they become very difficult. And now you can see, because this candle had no wick to the bottom, you get this whole deep retracement immediately, you know. And then you was up 7, and now you're back at your entry. You're debating what to do. And I've just found that if I'm in a sell, like an impulse entry, and then candle moves into profits, and then as I'm like, okay, it should close below, next one's going to continue. If it closes with no wick to the bottom, wherever that closes, I am closing 50%. If I close 50% at 7 pips, that means that at least I've secured some positions. And then if the trade reverses on me, it's going to be a break even, you know. And then that's up to you whether you want to put stops to break even, but then you can let the rest run, because even if it comes into drawdown, that little bit of profit that you had is gonna put your whole trade at break even. And then if it does continue moving bearish or whatever in your direction, then you know you left your other 50% to run at that point.
Yeah.
But I mean, that would suggest the 5 minute. I just thought about this. The 5 minute, the 15, the 30 minute, the 1 hour, and the 4 hour all had no bottom wick. That's the 5 minute, the 15, the 30, the 1 hour, and the 4 hour. Looks like the daily's flipping bearish.
And to be fair, like even that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say, even like if anyone missed on, you know, on sells, there's always like another good entry to have, like around 143, 130, because if we have like a 1 hour candle that closed below 143, 130, which is the previous daily bottom wick, then obviously that's another confirmation, because we're flipping bearish on the daily candle. So I think but we still have like more range to play with, you know, for sales.
Yeah. Yeah, bro, 100%. I agree with that, because if you think about it, if we look at it from a daily perspective, technically, right, when we know price makes a high, creates support, we also know that there's a probability that we're going to correct some of this move coming up, and that probability is going to be if we break the low of the previous daily candle. So in fact, if we actually break the low of the previous daily candle, that could actually be the catalyst for some form of correction. But I mean, the fact that all these time frames close with no wick obviously makes it difficult. But I mean, I think looking at it, it should continue down. But I'm just gonna try and wait and see here if we can create like a minor resistance.
Not really sure what happened with that move up, you know, earlier.
I think it was I think it was like trying to generate some liquidity, because we failed to break support in pre-London. We moved bullish from this area. We obviously tapped into, you know, like a resistance key level, and then we just had this huge sell-off, right? So clearly this move up was like a manipulation.
Yeah, I think probably it could also be like, you know, the final services for PMI being like priced in again earlier, because last week we've had the same thing where we've had the move, because obviously we've had, I think the news was supposed to come at 9:30, but then when the news came, there was obviously the numbers was good, but there was like no good moves, like there was no bullish momentum. But then looking back on the chart, I've seen that we've already had like I think it was a, you know, I think we had like a big bullish candle, but then we rejected. So that could have been
but this
the news that's been priced in. Yeah,
this was the news candle. So it was almost like you know, we had that initial push up because it was like positive. Everybody's like, yeah, good news for GBP, and then it's like, nope, because the trend, we've got momentum to continue bearish, which is why they kind of flipped. So I mean, and then this is obviously the continuation of that kind of momentum. But yeah.
Also, the other thing that you've got to think about is, obviously, it's a big day tomorrow, you know, for the interest rates. So, I mean, we could possibly still see moves. We could still see big moves today, but there also could be a chance that we could range within the like a lower time frame, like I'd say, well, a higher time for like a 1 hour or a 4 hour, like within the small zone.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll have it.
Same, probably, right?
Did you say about the rates?
Yeah, I guess they're gonna keep them just the same, right? That's what is expected. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, to be fair, I've got like a different view about the interest rates, because the last time when Andrew Bailey, when he was speaking, he mentioned about the consumer spending, as I explained, I think yesterday. He mentioned about the the average spending, the consumer spending, being lower than usual, and that's he explained that could also be because people are on furlough, they're not working, so they're saving more money, and not spending their money. So he was thinking about to introduce the negative interest rates, which obviously that's going to help banks give better deals on loans, and that means obviously there will be like more offers out there to attempt people to go and get loans, and obviously that's going to generate consumer spending and elevate the economy. In my personal opinion, if he's going to introduce these negative interest rates, I think tomorrow it'll be the right time to do it, because if he's not going to do it now, while the country is in lockdown, while the economy is struggling, I don't see where the perfect time that this is going to happen. So it'll be interesting to see what's going to happen. But I'd say there's 80% chance that it's like in my head that this is going to happen tomorrow, because I mean, also like it will.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, it could be. I just think it's a bit late now. I thought they would have done it last year, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree with Salim. Like, everything he's saying is spot on. My only issue is that exactly what Sergio said. One, is quite late, and two, negative interest rates for the Bank of England. That's almost like me saying to you, Salim, here's £500, but you've only got to pay me back 450. Now, anybody giving out a loan isn't gonna want to take a loss on lending out money. So I personally think that they was only gonna do that at a very, very, very last resort. But I could be wrong. I know, I'm no expert on this. Just from what my experience of economics and what I've seen, I can't remember the last time that they put negative interest rates. And actually, to be honest with you, it doesn't really help the consumer, because if you think about it, interest rates that the Bank of England set is just a base rate, and actually it's the rate really at which they lend out to other banks. So your Barclays, your HSBCs, your Lloyds, they set their own interest rates on business loans, on personal loans, right? So even if they're getting a better deal on the loans, everybody looks like it looks like in on paper that loans should be cheaper, there should be more growth now because of the for the economy. But really, banks, they're private entities. They can set their own rates. So it benefits them 100%. For them, they're going to be getting great deals on loans. But for the average consumer, will they see the benefits of that? I'm not sure. But I mean, negative interest rates, if they do that, that will be, I think, although they speak about it, for them to go and do that is another thing. And that will cause some serious volatility with GBP if they do that. But if they do keep it the same, then I mean, it just goes on as normal. Gold. Even GU had no wick to the bottom here. But yeah, no, I love the thinking though, Salim, 100%, man. It's really good to like, you know, always trying to like read between the lines a little bit. I admire that.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
No worries. And seems like you're, you know, when I remember when we first spoke, you know, like you're, in a better way to put it, since I first met you, your knowledge of economics and understanding of these type of things have improved massively. So, yeah, good on you, mate.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you.
No, of course, put in the time, man.
Thank you.
Dedication equals results. So crazy bro, I closed half at 5 pips when 15-minute candle closed no wick. Stop loss is now above current 15-minute candle. I think that is a great move what you done there. I think that was great. So now, since you closed half at 5 pips, if you get stopped out, I don't know, let's say you entered in somewhere over here, you're gonna roughly be break even. But to be honest with you, now you're back into profits, you're kind of floating profits. So let's say this 15-minute candle starts to flip bearish, you're bringing your stop loss above the current 15-minute high. So it's pretty much a break even, or you could say in profits, and then you're letting the rest run, you know, because then if we continue running, then, you know, you got TP down at like 143, 240, and then if we can continue further down, 143, 150, that would be really nice.
Very good risk management there.
100%. Yeah, I would have done the same thing. This is something that I've incorporated into my own trading. Was as soon as a candle, if I'm in an impulse entry and the candle closes with no wick, I'm immediately closing 50%. Whether I'm in profit, whether I'm in drawdown, whatever it is, I'm closing out positions of that trade. Looking on the 5 minutes, since we've broken the high and then now we're starting to come down, I think once we start surpassing this low on the 5 minute, we should continue down. I think there's a lot of volume here for price to continue down. Despite this candle having no wick to the bottom, I'm thinking we're going to clean this move here. It's created that liquidity wick on all time frames. And if we take a look at the 5 minute, yeah, see, this is when I want to start like seeing these things happen over and over. But I've seen this before, and what we see is the 5 minute time frame, as it starts to break this low, right, it should now start to continue down and making the new low based on the 5 minute. Should do, from what I've seen. That's if we've got a lot of volume here, but you may want to wait for it to like properly flip the candle at that point. Yeah, so with candles flipping, I think we're going to continue down at this point, because if you look on the 5 minute, you're going to see these little liquidity grabs, and they're going to give you these indications of volume, momentum. You know, we see it happening on the 15 minute, sometimes we see it happening on the 30 minute, so it kind of always moves the same. Price always moves the same on different time frames. Like this structure on the 5 minute, we've seen this happen all the time on the 30 minute. That's why we spoke about break of this low right over here for price to continue down. It's the same structure. We saw, you know, we came to support, we had a weak candle close, next one just came down, broke the low. We're now saying, okay, if we have momentum, since this candle created this huge top wick, and now we're creating a resistance right over here, then maybe we're going to create this resistance for the 5 minutes to just keep printing bearish at this point, you know. So yeah, a little bit of extra insight. So we've actually been on the stream a little bit longer than we usually would today. Might as well see what happens here. 15-minute candle closed like a weak bullish candle. If the next one wicks up a little bit, or actually we're breaking the low already over here, so I think we're going to continue down at this point. But I don't, yeah, we just don't have enough range for me to take sells now.
The stop loss would be bigger than the...
Yeah. I mean, if you're taking sells, let's say like over here, then you're taking sells, say below this 5 minute structure, and then your stop would be above these highs over here, and then you're expecting price to continue down. That would make sense from a risk reward perspective based off the 5 minute, because now your risk is like 4 pips and your reward is like 6 pips, you know, so that makes more sense. But yeah, I think we're going to continue moving bearish here. Seems as though we have the volume. seems as though. Yeah, I mean the only thing is we're gonna make a little bit of a top wick first, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Just want to get used to. Yeah, 5 minute requires a lot of experience. Something I realized, but I mean, yeah, I've seen this happen before on the 5 minute when there's high volume. When there's high volume, you know, 5 minute is gonna create this little structure. You know, these little structures for price to continue in a direction. Like if, for example, let's take a look at what was left. Like, see when we were moving bullish, right? See when we were moving bullish, we had consolidation, we had this impulsive move up, then we had more consolidation, then we had this impulsive move up. So it's kind of like this for coming down. We had consolidation, we had this impulse move coming down, we had consolidation, or we had like a consolidation, we had a fake out on the 5 minute, and then boom, came down. Now we could get some consolidation in this area, and then again continue down. Maybe it's a little bit like early with the entry, but it's the same kind of like structure that I'm noticing a lot of times on the 5 minute. Yeah, this is why you always wait for a top wick. Exactly. Yeah, I mean, I'm still going to wait and see if we can create like a resistance here. If we can get a nice retracement, resistance formed on the 15 minute, I think that would be a good opportunity for price to continue bearish. But I'm not sure if we're going to get that here today. I think we're gonna call it a day here soon. Been on the chart for nearly 3 hours. So, a no trading day here today. A no trading day here today. Man, London session has been just disgusting. Always respect. It did respect the high on the 5 minute. Looks like we created a bit of a liquidity wick there. Yeah, looks like we're gonna start dropping. Exactly that idea that I explained. Five-minute candle closed below this minor area. Yeah, we should continue moving down.
Alright guys, I will see you tomorrow. Have a good day.
Yep, see you mate. Have a good day.
See you later.
See you, mate.
Yeah, we're gonna call it a stream here soon anyway. We'll give it like 5 more minutes, see if this candle can go anywhere. Oh, looks like we came right down. Yeah, exactly what happened on the 5 minute. Yeah, it looks like price did continue moving bearish. Yeah, we should come down and fill these wicks over here. Yeah, so if we take a look on the 5 minute, exactly what I discussed, right? 5 minute created resistance over here, right? Since we had this big impulsive retrace on that 15 minute candle on the high. Then we had this structure created on the 5 minute time frame, and then as we started to break the lows right over here, this is your target, and then here is where your stop loss would have been above this area. So I suppose this is one of those rare, what's the word? This is one of those situations where, you know, price does just continue running even with you know, no wick to the bottom. So yeah, I think we're gonna continue down over here. So I think that's gonna be a good note to call it a day over here. So I mean, yeah, it's just been super. It's been really tough this week so far. I mean, that's a no trading day for me. We had a break-even trade on Tuesday. We had a loss on Monday. So yeah, just have to see what tomorrow brings, see what Friday brings. Hopefully we'll have some more volume coming in. Hopefully we'll see some better moves. But I mean, yeah, right now our price action was just messy. So yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, looks like we're trying to continue further down over here. Okay, so we're going to call it a day there. I think it was a good session. So thanks everyone for coming on. Really appreciate it. So if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube, people on the YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure you drop a like on the stream if you enjoyed the commentary today. Really appreciate that as well. Helps to spread the word about what we do here. So yeah, keep those likes pumping. Appreciate every person that just spends that, you know, a couple of minutes liking the stream. I appreciate that. So yeah, so thanks everyone. Have a really good day. Enjoy the rest of your trading day. No over trading. I will be cautious coming into you know, the NY session, that we could have a bit of a pullback. But based on the daily, I mean, we could be heading off over here. I mean, NY session all this week has just been sells. So if NY continues to move down, you can have a really good session. Yeah, hopefully next week's gonna be much better. You know, the first week of Feb, it is what it is. You know, but it will get better. And then when it gets better, I've got some new ideas that I'm gonna be testing out. I've got some new things I want to try. So yeah.